The Love and Hip Hop universe was still recovering from the recent courtroom scandals and club fights when something even more shocking came to light. It started as whispers, rumors swirling through DMs, backstage trailers, and side interviews. But those whispers quickly turned into an explosion when an anonymous tip landed in Scrappy's inbox. It was a PDF file, and the subject line read, "You need to see this. It's about Kendra." Scrappy opened the file while sitting in his car outside a downtown Atlanta studio. His face, usually cool and collected, turned pale. It wasn't just a gossip blog screenshot or some tabloid nonsense. It was a certified DNA test result. The kind you can't fake. The kind that comes with real names and even more real consequences. According to the document, the baby boy born 5 months ago, a child no one in the cast even knew existed, matched Scrappy's DNA with a 99.9% certainty. The child's mother? Kendra Robinson. Scrappy sat frozen, the weight of the revelation suffocating him. He tried to replay every interaction with Kendra over the last year, every secret meeting, every awkward moment she brushed off. And then it hit him. That one night, after a reunion taping when Kendra said she needed a ride home because her Uber kept canceling. They'd had a few drinks, things got blurry. He remembered a hotel room, and then nothing. Just silence the next day. The betrayal wasn't just shocking, it was nuclear. And Scrappy, who had tried so hard to clean up his image, was now at the center of a storyline more scandalous than anyone could imagine. Meanwhile, young Jock was completely in the dark, still posting happy couple photos with Kendra, still defending her in interviews, still calling her the realest woman I ever had. He had no idea he was about to be blindsided. That weekend, the cast gathered at a private event, a low-key networking party hosted by Mona Scott Young. Cameras weren't supposed to be rolling, but one crew member secretly recorded what went down. Scrappy walked into the venue, clutching a manila envelope. Kendra was already there, sipping a drink and chatting with Yandy and Rashida. Without a word. Scrappy walked up to her and handed over the envelope. The room fell silent. "What is this?" Kendra asked, her voice steady but her eyes already panicking. "Open it," Scrappy said coldly. "You know exactly what it is." Yandy leaned in, confused. Rashida clutched her pearls, already sensing the kind of drama that would dominate headlines for weeks. Kendra opened the envelope and saw the DNA test. Her hands started to shake. Her face went pale. "Where did you get this?" she whispered. "You should be asking yourself why you lied about it," Scrappy snapped. "Is Jock even the daddy? Or you just playing house while hiding a whole damn baby?" Jock, who had just walked in, heard the last part and froze in place. "Wait, what?" Kendra turned around, her eyes locking with Jock's. "It's not what it looks like." "Then what the hell is it?" Jock yelled. "Is there a baby I don't know about?" The room erupted. Security tried to step in, but no one was physically fighting yet. Jock stormed outside, cameras trailing him. Kendra followed, pleading with him to listen. "Jock, please." I was scared. I didn't even know for sure at first. "I thought the baby might be yours, but..." "But what, Kendra? You slept with Scrappy? While we were together?" Kendra broke down crying. "It was a mistake. It was one night. I didn't know it would come back like this." Jock stared at her, eyes burning. "You know what hurts the most? I believed you. I took heat from everybody for you, my baby mamas, my fans, my own mama. I stood by you, and you was carrying a whole lie in your stomach." Back inside, Scrappy looked numb. Rashida asked him why he did it here, like this. "Because she needed to feel it," he said. "She played both of us." Yandy pulled out her phone. "Girl, this is about to be everywhere." And she wasn't wrong. Within hours, the footage was leaked online. Every gossip blog picked it up. The headline, "Kendra Robinson's secret baby exposed. Scrappy drops DNA bombshell, while young Jock loses it." The video racked up over 2 million views in 48 hours. Twitter exploded. Memes flooded Instagram. TikTokers were reenacting the confrontation. Kendra, once seen as the cool-headed, logical balance to Jock's wild personality, was now the villain. Producers for Love and Hip Hop reached out immediately. "We need to address this on camera," they said. "This is too big to ignore." But Jock wasn't picking up their calls. He had gone completely ghost, deleted all his photos with Kendra, unfollowed her, even canceled his appearance at an upcoming club event. Meanwhile, Kendra tried to do damage control. She posted a Notes app apology to Instagram, saying she was working through a personal matter and asking for space and compassion. But fans weren't buying it. Scrappy, on the other hand, stayed quiet. No posts, no interviews, just silence, the kind that lets speculation grow even louder. And then came the next shock. An anonymous source sent another video to the Shade Room. This time it was a hospital security cam recording, dated 6 months ago. Kendra entering the maternity ward, alone, no Jock, no family, just her, checking in under a different name. The footage confirmed everything. The baby existed. And Kendra had hidden it from everyone, love and hip-hop producers. We're now scrambling to shoot a confrontation scene. They wanted all 3 of them in one room, Kendra, Jock, and Scrappy. But nobody knew if Jock would even show up. Some said he was staying with his mom. Others claimed he flew to Miami to clear his head. Backstage, Rashida whispered to Carly Red, "This is about to be the most watched episode in years." Carly smirked. "Baby, it's already a movie," just when it seemed like things couldn't. "Get worse," Scrappy called Mona and dropped another bombshell. "I think the baby's mine, but I need to be 100% sure. I want another test, and I want it done on camera." Mona, sensing ratings gold, agreed instantly. "Done. We'll set it up." And that's where everything really started to unravel. The production crew wasted no time. Within 48 hours, Scott Young had booked a luxury Airbnb on the outskirts of Atlanta, decked out with velvet couches, camera-ready lighting, and a security team on standby. This wasn't going to be just another confessional scene. It was going to be the moment. The setup was clear. Scrappy would confront Kendra again, this time face-to-face with young Jock expected to arrive halfway through. And at the heart of it all, the second DNA test set to be taken on camera. The day of filming arrived, and tension was thick in the air. Kendra showed up first, dressed in all black, her eyes hidden behind oversized shades. She looked composed on the surface, but her leg bounced nervously as she sat in the waiting area. Scrappy entered next. Hoodie on, chain tucked in, jaw locked. He didn't even look at her, just sat down opposite her, arms crossed. "I want the truth this time," he said. "No crying, no excuses." Kendra took a deep breath. "I already told you the truth. That night, it was a mistake." Scrappy leaned forward. "And the baby?" She hesitated. "I didn't know. I was pregnant until weeks later. By then, Jock and I were trying to work things out. I panicked. I didn't want to blow everything up." "You didn't blow it up?" Scrappy's voice cracked. "You detonated it. With Jock, with me, with your own damn future." The room fell silent. Producers gestured to keep rolling. The on-set nurse arrived, holding a sealed envelope and a sterile kit. "This is the agreed-upon second test," she said professionally. "It will be administered here, with both parties signing consent. Results in 24 hours. Kendra signed first. Scrappy followed, his hands shaking slightly. The swabs were taken, sealed, and sent off with a courier under security escort. No leaks, no tampering. Just cold, clinical truth on its way. As the nurse left, the door opened, and in walked young Jock. He looked different. No smile, no swagger. Just calm rage simmering behind his sunglasses. He didn't say a word at first, just stood there, staring at the 2 people who had turned his world upside down. Kendra stood to speak. "Jock." He raised a hand. "Don't. Not yet." He turned to Scrappy. "You my brother, man. We been through wild stuff. But this?" Scrappy stood, unsure. "I ain't know how else to tell you. I didn't even remember that night until the results came through." "So what now?" Jock asked. "We just sit around and wait to see who the father is like this some damn game show?" "No," Kendra said softly. "We deal with it, like adults." Jock turned to her, eyes sharp. "You want adult? Okay, let's be real. You cheated. You lied. You had a baby and didn't tell either one of us. That's not a mistake, Kendra. That's a pattern. Kendra didn't respond. Her silence said enough. The three sat down again. Cameras kept rolling. After a beat, Jock spoke again. You know what really gets me, he said. All those times you accused me of being dishonest. Running around, doing me, and you had this hanging over us the whole time. I was scared, Kendra whispered. Good, he snapped. You should be. Producers cut to a confessional segment, filmed hours later. Jock. I gave Kendra my trust, my name. Hell, I was ready to give her a child of our own one day. And now, I don't even know who the hell I've been sleeping next to. Scrappy. Man, I ain't proud of none of this, but I ain't gonna let nobody paint me like I planned it. I'm just trying to do right by a child that might be mine. Kendra. Everyone wants to judge, but nobody lived my reality. I was stuck between two men who both had my heart and my secrets. The next day, the cast returned for the reading of the second test results. A large manila envelope sat on the table. Mona herself stepped in to read it. I want to thank y'all for agreeing to this, even with all the chaos, she said. No matter what the results say, we move forward with clarity. She broke the seal, unfolded the paper, and read it silently before lifting her eyes. The DNA test confirms that Scrappy is the biological father. The room imploded. Scrappy covered his face. Kendra's lip quivered. Jock laughed, not from humor, but from disbelief. Well, damn, he muttered. Y'all got your answer. Kendra stepped forward. Jock, please, I want to explain. I don't want an explanation, he cut her off. I want distance. I want peace. And I want out. He turned to the camera. Let the world know. Young Jock is single. He walked out, slamming the door behind him. Kendra stood frozen. Scrappy remained seated, still processing the confirmation. Mona stepped in again, trying to keep things together. We'll give y'all time to breathe, but we'll need confessionals from both of you tomorrow. The episode ended with a slow montage. Kendra crying alone in the back seat of a car. Jock packing bags at a downtown condo. Scrappy visiting a children's boutique, buying a onesie that said, "Yar one dad." Social media was a war zone. Some fans blasted Kendra as a manipulative liar. Others defended her, saying Jock had done worse over the years. Memes of Scrappy with "I am your father" captions went viral. Even TMZ picked up the story. But what nobody expected was the next twist. A week later, Kendra posted an Instagram reel, a quiet video showing her sitting in a nursery, holding a baby with blurred-out features. In the background, soft piano music, captioned simply, "My truth, my son, no more lies." It wasn't long before Scrappy reposted it, with a heart emoji and the words, "My little king, I got you forever." Jock, meanwhile, posted a completely different kind of message, a photo of him in Miami, on a yacht, flanked by two women. Caption, "Unbothered, recharged, new beginnings." But fans weren't done. They dug deeper, found footage from an old Love and Hip Hop reunion special, the same night Kendra claimed she needed a ride from Scrappy. In the clip, she's seen whispering to Scrappy backstage. Producers never aired it, but the leaked footage confirmed their timeline. The betrayal wasn't new. It had just taken months to surface. And as if the drama hadn't reached its peak, a rumor started spreading that Scrappy wanted full custody of the baby, citing Kendra's deception as emotional instability. Kendra's rep denied the claim, but legal documents were reportedly filed in Fulton County Court. The internet went wild again. Full custody? One fan tweeted. This just went from reality TV to a damn courtroom drama. And still, Mona Scott Young stayed silent, quietly prepping the biggest reunion special the franchise had ever attempted. Because when everyone has a secret, there's always more story to tell. The tension was palpable, both on set and off. The Love and Hip Hop franchise had seen its fair share. Y'all know me. I've always been real with you. I'm not proud of my mistakes, but I'm not ashamed of my baby, Kendra said, her voice steady but heavy with emotion. I made some bad choices, but I'm doing what's best for me. And my son. I didn't ask for this drama, but it came with the territory. "I'm not a villain here. I'm just a woman who's trying to figure it all out." The video went viral, but it didn't necessarily shift the narrative. While some of her followers expressed sympathy, many continued to criticize her actions. Scrappy, meanwhile, stayed relatively quiet, focusing on his own family and the upcoming legal battle. His Instagram was filled with images of him playing with his daughter, bonding with his mother, and keeping a low profile. Behind the scenes, the producers were already planning the next big step, the reunion special. This time, it wouldn't be just another typical reunion. With the drama between Kendra, Jock, and Scrappy reaching a boiling point, Mona Scott-Young knew that this episode could be a game-changer for the entire franchise. It would be the most explosive season finale in Love and Hip Hop history, and she was going to make sure every detail was covered. The reunion was scheduled for the following week, and the cast was already preparing for the face-offs. Kendra and Jock had agreed to appear, though neither was eager to sit next to the other. The stage was set for the ultimate showdown. As the reunion began, the energy in the studio was electric. Fans packed the venue, waiting eagerly to see how the cast would handle the aftermath of the scandal. The host, Nina Parker, took her seat on the stage and quickly addressed the drama that had unfolded in the weeks leading up to the event. "Tonight is about closure," Nina said into the microphone, her voice firm. "Kendra, Jock, Scrappy, you've all been through a roller coaster of emotions, and it's time to face the truth, once and for all. Let's get started." Kendra walked onto the stage first, greeted by a mixed reception. Some fans cheered while others booed. She held her head high as she took her seat, her eyes darting around the room, but there was no sign of Jock yet. He had insisted on entering last, and the tension was building as everyone waited for him to make his dramatic entrance. When Jock finally walked onto the stage, the crowd erupted. The once cocky, unbothered rapper now looked like a man on the edge of a breaking point. His expression was cold, and he barely acknowledged Kendra's presence as he sat down on the opposite side of the stage. The room was silent as Nina turned to Kendra. "Kendra, you've been very vocal on social media, but now is your chance to speak directly to Jock. What do you want to say to him?" Nina asked, her voice cutting through the stillness. Kendra took a deep breath. "I want to apologize, Jock. I know I've hurt you, and I can never take that back. I made mistakes, but it wasn't all lies. I love you, and I know that I messed up, but I need you to understand something. This baby is not a mistake. He's my truth." Jock's expression remained unchanged, but his fists were clenched tightly on his lap. "I don't know what to believe anymore," he said slowly. "You lied to me for months. You kept this from me, and now you're telling me the baby is my truth? I don't even know who you are anymore, Kendra." Kendra's eyes welled with tears, but she held them back, determined to maintain her composure. "I understand your anger. I understand why you feel betrayed. But I'm not asking for your forgiveness. I'm asking for the truth about our son." Scrappy, who had been quietly watching from the sidelines, finally spoke up. "Jock, Kendra's not the only one who lied here. You kept your distance from me when you knew damn well that I had a right to know about that baby. We both got played, but the real issue is this. That child deserves better. We need to figure this out, for him." Jock's eyes flashed with emotion. "I hear you, Scrappy. I do. But I'm not going to pretend like I'm okay with this. None of us are." The confrontation went on for hours, with Nina skillfully guiding the cast through the emotional roller coaster. At one point, the entire room was in tears as Kendra opened up about her insecurities, her fear of losing both men, and her struggles with being judged by the public. "I never wanted to be the villain," Kendra said, voice breaking. "But every time I try to explain myself, I'm met with judgment. I'm not a perfect person, but I'm doing my best, and I'll keep fighting for my son no matter what." The episode concluded with no definitive resolution, but one thing was clear. The drama wasn't over. The final scene of the reunion showed Kendra sitting alone in her dressing room, holding her son in her arms. "This is just the beginning," she whispered to the camera. "The truth always comes out." Social media exploded once again after the reunion aired. Fans were divided, with some expressing hope that Kendra and Jock could find their way back to each other, while others believe that Kendra and Scrappy had a stronger foundation to rebuild from. But there was one thing no one could deny. This season of Love and Hip Hop had completely reshaped the landscape of reality TV drama. The legal battle for custody would continue. Jock and Kendra's relationship was strained but not completely broken. And as for Scrappy, he had taken a significant step forward in his role as a father. But the real work, the work of rebuilding trust, was just beginning. For the cast of Love and Hip Hop, this season had proven that nothing was ever truly what it seemed. Behind every lie was a deeper truth, and behind every scandal, there was the potential for a new beginning. And so, the cameras would keep rolling, capturing the messy, painful, and beautiful journey of love, betrayal, and redemption. Because in the world of reality TV, the drama never truly ends. It just gets more complicated. The drama doesn't end here. The shocking revelations and explosive confrontations between Kendra, young Jock, and Scrappy are just the beginning. But what's next for them? Will Kendra and Jock find a way to rebuild their relationship, or is this the end for them? And what about Scrappy? Can he step up and take the role he needs to for his son? We want to hear your thoughts. Whose side are you on in this wild Love and Hip Hop saga? Is Kendra's apology genuine, or is it just a way to save face? Will Jock ever trust her again? And how will Scrappy handle the truth now that everything has been exposed? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on all the latest drama. We've got more juicy content coming your way, and you won't want to miss a single second of it. Hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the next part of this intense reality show unfolds. Let's dive deep into the lives of your favorite Love and Hip Hop stars together, because the story is far from over.